Hey, let's talk about games. Hello my friend and welcome to another 15-turn strategy guide for the Skaven. This time we're going to be going through Queek Headtaker and we're going to be running through this legendary campaign. Let's get started. Right, so here we are in a campaign I made earlier. We are playing with Queek Headtaker yet again. What we're going to be doing today is talking through all of the little juicy bits of information as we go, so you guys hopefully get a really clear template as to what you guys can do when you first start a campaign. So nice and simple with Queek. You really focus on clan rats because you have the reduced cost to upkeep, and you're going to be focusing as well on a slave wheel early on because, hey, money is money, eh? Right, so now we're on turn number 2. We're going to be moving over with Queek to take our first province. It's incredibly easy with this character. You just wander to the right, and here we go. Nice easy auto-resolve, nothing much to say here, take it over. Now, the temptation can be to level this up to level 3, however, we're going to stop at level 2. I'm going to explain why in a moment, all will become clear, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. We're going to upgrade this building because we will be wanting to get some Skaven with some shields, and clan rats, yet again, clan rats are the bread and butter of this guy because they're so damn cheap, only 70 upkeep. This means we're going to get a second army incredibly soon with this character. Now we're going to say hello to the vampires over on our right. We can normally get a trade deal with them nice and early. And sometimes they'll give us a military alliance, but not today. We also have some friends on our left who will normally give us a non-aggression pact. So very, very useful if you don't want to get attacked early by the vampires. We're going to be focusing on taking out the orcs here instead. So let's skip forward to the next turn. What I'm going to be doing here is upgrading Inspiring Presence because we're going to be doing some fighting quite early on. Even if I upgrade Route Marcher, I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that to get into range down here. So, first commandment, we're also going to go with Growth and Construction Cost because we want to upgrade these two buildings as quickly as possible. So let's move on. Right, so here we are in turn number 3. We're going to move down as close as we can to the enemy faction down here. And we're going to go ahead and recruit another few units, a few more clan rats. Now the reason I'm going for the speared version is not because the enemy will have large units, it's just because these guys have a higher melee defense and I'm going to be summoning a lot of additional clan rats, so having a form of meat shield is fairly useful. We're going to upgrade this barracks yet again and we're going to just pass ahead to the next turn. Now, with turn number 4, this is not a particularly exciting one for this character. We're still not in range of attacking Mount Arakos. So instead we're going to go here and we're going to recruit another few Skaven. So now we've got a full stack of 20. We're looking pretty good and pretty healthy. We will be getting a rebellion up here fairly soon, but we're going to be recruiting another lord next turn to take care of that. So let's skip on ahead. Right, so turn 5 with this build is when things get a little bit interesting. We're going to recruit a warlord. Ambush chance is pretty good, however the extra loyalty with this guy I think I'm going to prioritise at the moment. Forget it. We'll go for the ambush chance because in the long run that may pay off. He's not particularly loyal, but what we'll be doing is recruiting some Skaven Slaves. Just some cheap units right now. Nothing too much to worry about there. Now with this guy, we're going to move down and hopefully we're going to ambush the army outside that's isolated. Right, so a little bit of bad luck that we didn't get the ambush there, but it's not the end of the world. This battle is doable. We'll be playing it on very, very, very fast speed just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm going to be bringing some additional rats with me. Well, because they're going to be very, very useful. Alright, now I think we'll stick with 6 for now. Let's fight this and see how we do. Now, you might be wondering why everything sounds very high-pitched. That's because I am playing this on a faster speed playback for you guys, so you don't have to sit through an entire battle at a rather slow and unwieldy pace. Now, within this fight, just to give you a little bit of an overview as to what we're doing, is we're trying to focus the large units, the chariot and the enemy leader, using the warp cannon at the back. Other than that, it's really just a case of taking advantage of the fact the enemy are coming to me one army at a time, so I'm just trying to pincer them, surround them, get them to break their morale, and get new units ready to engage so I don't get flanked. Really, that's all there is to this fight. There's not much more to say. We're summoning clan rats in the back of engagements, and any fights that need additional support, fantastic. We're using those gutter runners there in melee mode because they are far superior to any enemy archers and very, very quick, so they're great at chasing down enemy missile units. Other than that, it's a very straightforward fight. We do manage to get a lot of damage off on the chariots just from the cannon by now, they're already dead and out of the picture. That cannon really is amazing. As well as that, the Lord has done a good job at 1v1ing their Lord. Right, a nice easy victory for us there. Nothing too stressful, I think. Let's take the extra little bit of food here. We're taking us up to hopefully enough to make this building here to the next level. We'll have to see. We'll have to auto-resolve this first. Nice and easy, seeing as we hardly took any casualties in the last battle. Pretty darn good going so far. There we go. Haven't even lost a unit. We can take that over and we can take this up straight the way to level 3. Now, that is the reason I didn't upgrade that first settlement to level 3 when we first got there, because this one would be only level 2. And this one, because it's in isolation, is going to take a little bit longer, a little bit more time to level it up. Now, we're going to be going for the growth building for this, just because when we expand into the next area, it'll be nice to have some growth already there. Now, we don't need to do any recruiting. A little bit of healing here will do. This guy's going to run along and kill himself. And over here, we're going to be recruiting some Skaven Slaves to help fight off this rebellion. So that's the plan for now. Let's crack on and spend a few skill points. Now, as I said, upgrading clan rats is incredibly useful. It makes them get, well, another 8 melee attack, which is very, very handy. And after that, we'll be working on giving them some additional armor as well. Right, so as predicted, the little greenskin here has come to kill himself. He doesn't have a home at the moment, and I'm afraid there's no room at the inn. Wow, I lost my garrison doing that. Tough fight, apparently. Tough fight. Oh well, we'll take the extra food as well. Always nice. Right, now we are also just in range here of killing this rebellion. What we'll be doing is cancelling these slaves over here, moving into range, and then using our primary army to go ahead and take the kill, because levelling up Queek is top priority. So there we go, a nice little ambush, some easy kills for us. Still not lost a unit yet, fan-dabby-dozy. Some extra food for us too. Now while we're here, little tip for you. Oh man, we've actually got to chase him down. Effort. Absolute effort. So what we'll do is we'll have to use our other army now to do the attack. Do a little bit of sort of a leapfrog strategy. And there we go. Finally done, but hey, that's given us a good bit of experience all around. Hopefully a little bit of loyalty too. There we go. And a few trinkets. So what we're going to do here is give this guy a couple of Skaven units. We're going to give him 1, 2, 3 there. And instead, we're going to be recruiting some Skaven with shields, because, well, clan rats with spears are amazing. Melee defense of 29, melee defense of 23, very, very good compared to the others, so we're going to get a few of these to act as sponges, as it were. So that's all that has to be done for this turn. This guy won't be recruiting, so we're going to move him on over there to go on and heal. And now it is worth noting that these clan rats at 117 are far more expensive, so I might actually combine these two and ditch this one. I will primarily be going with Skaven Slaves for this army, just because they are so much cheaper to upkeep as a secondary force. Let's spend these. There we go. We're going to upgrade that now. We're going to move over here towards Life is Cheap, which is going to make our replenishment pretty good, but also give us some rather impressive armor bonuses for our clan rats as well. La-da-da-da-dee, there we go, all done there. Spend our other skill point, which will go for Inspiring Presence to begin with, and then we'll go for all of some of the other stuff down there. Right, so what we're going to be doing now is moving on down. We will be getting Uprisings here, so I am going to prioritise getting some walls for this. As well as that, I'm going to put another economic building here. We're not going to go for public order, though. That, for me, is not really top priority, because I'm quite happy to get rebellions here, provided I've got the walls to defend it. We'll be using our second army to do the mopping up, as it were. What we'll be doing instead, we do have a trade agreement, so we're going to be getting some exotic fruit and be using that. So let's get this guy a few more Skaven Slaves, which are going to be very, very handy to defeat these rebellions. If you get a stack of 20, even with slaves, it's pretty much doable to defend. Can be a little bit of a headache once, or if you allow those rebellions to level up at all, though, so you do have to attack them straight away. So plan now, we're going to be moving down to the Lost Plateau. Right, so moving on ahead, not much of excitement to report this turn, just a little bit of casual building. I think, you know what, to save us 200 bucks per turn, I'm going to ditch these 2 clan rats. I probably should have done that straight away, in all honesty, because they're costing me a huge amount of upkeep compared to the Skaven Slaves. And, well, quite frankly, I do still need the money. I'll be getting a rebellion soon, but I will be able to defeat it with the aid of the garrison without any trouble there at all. So we're going to level up Route Marcher now. We're going to be moving on down here to head towards just some general economic stuff for our character. Now, all done. Let's move on to the next turn. Right, so here we are with another. We're going to be levelling up our main settlement just because I happen to know no one's going to come from the east to attack this. So with its 13 garrison, yes, a stack of 20 would dissolve it very quickly, but it's not under any threat right now. Whereas levelling this place up and putting an extra building here will help me fight off the rebellions. That is the plan, at least. Now, we don't have a lot of money. That being said, I would like to upgrade this building, so we're actually going to cancel... all the stress, all the stress, all the stress. We're going to move down here and see how expensive this is. What I think we'll do is a... Oh, that was close. That was close. We're going to do a treasure hunt this turn. And let's see what we get. Leave the graves alone. Let's dig up some graves. What do we get? A dawn stone. Meh. Could have been better. Next turn, we'll go ahead and take this. Now, it's probably worth pointing out, if I had deleted those clan rats a little bit sooner, I probably could have. Maybe. I could have actually taken this over a turn quicker, so that's something that maybe you guys can take into consideration when playing your own campaign here. We're going to be getting a rebellion in 2 turns, and what I think we'll be needing to do is move our other lord back on over ASAP in order to try and take this rebellion, get the extra money, and then head on back over to take care of this rebellion. So it's going to be a bit of rebellion fighting for the next few turns. The overall strategy, though, will be to move on down south. Now, the downside is this dwarf is going to have somewhere between 2 and 3.5 stacks of dwarfs. So you can take him down. The best way to do that, we'll talk about it when we come to it, is to get walls on everything you can here and then declare war, let him come and attack you, defend, win the defense, because even against 3 stacks, if you've got a stack of 20 plus walls, it's more than doable. But that will be the general strategy we're going to take advantage of to take over the rest of this province. Right, as promised, we're going to go for Life is Cheap, getting us some better casualty replenishment, which is going to be very handy, seeing as we're absolutely mauled at the moment. And there we are, back over here with just enough money to get a few more Skaven Slaves. Right, so a little bit of luck on the start of this turn. We've got a bonus bit of money that we've got from completing a quest. Always nice. That's bringing us up to a healthy 6k here. So now we can actually spend this on upgrading the area, upgrading these buildings, getting a little bit more of an economic boost. I think the actual bonus to growth for the area is going to be useful to me. If I can stockpile a few points to upgrade this a bit quicker, well, it's going to make my life more easy. The extra money from trading resources is not perhaps the most amazing thing in the world, but it will do. Now I'm going to march this guy back on over, just ready to kill the rebellion next turn, get myself even more income. I'm not actually at war down south with the dwarfs, so all is okay. All is okay. Let's move on over now, get ready to take out this rebellion. Now, having marched all the way over here, I have to appreciate that very, very soon I will be getting a rebellion here. This is not the best news in the world. Perhaps if it spawns at the Lost Plateau, I might even lose it. So, not great, but killing this rebellion is also top priority. And if I were to attack with just this army, it's probably not going to go that well. Now, what I would do normally is fight this perhaps manually with the aid of about 5 or 6 additional clan rat units, take them out, but for the sake of this, I don't want to be using all of that time. What I'll be doing instead is taking a little bit of a risk here and hoping that we get a rebellion at Mount Arachnos, which of course we might not, and we might lose the province down there. I'm going to cancel that building just for now, and we're going to take this over. Ta-da! Nice and easy now. Now, if we've got a little bit of luck, what we'll be able to do is chase him down. God, they run a mile, don't they? I'm going to splat the rat. I'm going to splat the rat, that's why. As if a Skaven would be the bigger rat. Life is not about that. We'll try and march into here so we can hopefully prevent the rebellion this turn and delay it for one more. There we go. That's that taken out, taken care of. Haven't lost a unit yet. A very, very easy combat thus far. Although it's perhaps one of the more stressful starts because there's no apparently correct choices to make, it's not the most difficult start as a Skaven. So that's delayed the uprising for a sufficient amount of time for us to get back over here. We can actually... I shouldn't have cancelled that. We can actually continue building this now because my army will be able to get down there pretty darn fast. We're going to get another rebellion in 2 turns and I'll be building some more Skaven Slaves to hopefully kill that rebellion in 1 turn. That is the plan at least. Now with this guy, as promised, we're going to go for, to begin with, I like to go for a little bit of ambush success chance because ambushing is very, very handy for taking out, well, anything. So that's what we're going to go for, and this guy already has a bonus to his ambush chance, so the more ambush the better, basically. Unassigned skill points here too. We're going to go for more life is cheap, giving us an amazing sort of recovery rate, as well as a fairly good armor rating for our basic units. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. Right, so here we are on turn 13. Not a lot happening in the world, it has to be said. It's not the most exciting start to a campaign, but it is useful to see so you guys have an idea of what you want to be aiming for. So aims, of course, are going to be upgrading this within 3 turns. We want to upgrade this building now. We've got a bit of money that we could spend on something fancy right now. We could go for Poison Wing Globadiers. They're fairly useful. However, there's nothing I inherently really feel like I need right now. The extra help in taking out the Uprisings will be very nice, so I'm just going to go for this building. It still gives us a little bit of money as income, so it's still nice to have. But the extra benefit in defending is super important to me. It just makes life so much easier. So we're going to upgrade this as well, and there we go. We're making enough money per turn still so that we can upgrade the Lost Plateau continually, and we're going to be looking to go down here and piss off the dwarfs. That is the plan anyway. Right, so another imminent rebellion, which is not the end of the world, because we're going to have enough units to take it down this time. What we're going to do is wander on over here and just make sure we've got enough units to actually kill the bugger. There we go, we're going to get a full stack of 20, but considering the Lord is level 5, he's doing alright. And we are due a rebellion here as well, which is nice. We've got lots and lots of rebellions to kill, which is handy for levelling up our lords, getting a bit of income, getting additional food. It's all very, very helpful. Now, I'm not going to level this up. It is 2k to do so, so I'm not going to go for that just yet. Let's end the turn. Right, and here we are at the infamous turn 15. We're going to be building a defensive building here. I think we're going to upgrade the... No, maybe not. Maybe not. We're going to be doing this fight, definitely. We should be able to do it. Auto-resolve, fingers crossed. Come on. Yes. So, Skaven Slaves, not the worst thing in the world considering how goddamn cheap they are, but they can be used to great effect to basically do a little bit of housekeeping in your provinces. Very, very handy. So, with that in mind, we've taken 1 rebellion out. We've got another one due... Oh, not due because we're sat in the building over there. So I think what we'll do is we'll just basically bounce back and forth within these 2 provinces, mopping up and taking care of business and getting this leader leveled up as quickly as possible. Now down here, this guy's plan, now he has healed, is I'm going to be wandering down to the dwarf area just to have a little spy on what he's got. So he has 3 full stacks. He's probably not going to build any more right now. The plan will be, because this is turn 15 and this is the end of the show, I will just talk to you about what the future plan will be. The plan will be to either raid him and piss him off, just generating additional food and income for a while, until he declares war on me. I want this guy to hate me. He doesn't feel that happy about me at the moment, He's only got the one building though, so what we need to do is lure him out of here. We'll be having walls on here in, I would say, about 8 or 9 turns. It's quite a while. Once we have the walls, we can piss him off, we can make him declare war, we can move back. Now we can bring both armies at this point. We could even switch over up here to get a little bit of a public order bonus from some buildings. That might be an idea for the final building in this slot, as well as the next one in the upgrade here. So that way we won't have to worry about public order, and we can move down with both armies and try and get some ambushes going on. Because remember, ambush is a bit like lightning strike. So even though he's got 3 armies down here, this will be more than doable. But guys, if you'd like me to turn this into a Let's Play, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to do another 10 to 15 turns. But what I'm going to be doing in the meantime is running through with all of the legendary lords the first 15 turns. You guys have got a template as to what you can do with these guys to get yourself started. Watch it while you're at work, come home, bash out a campaign, have loads of fun in the game. Guys, have yourself a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.